I spent the week dealing with weeds in my yard, specifically in an area where I have tarp paper and mulch. But after the rain this past week, all these plants began sprouting with flowers and decorative leaves. My sons began to pick the flowers and bring them to my wife and mother-in-law. Now, weeds are generally defined as plants that have absolutely no redeeming value as food, nutrition, or medicine. Now, they have accelerated growth patterns and often leave seeds to perpetuate their own kind if it's removed. Weeds are often poisonous if eaten, taste bad, and have thorns and other physical features that make them difficult to remove. On the surface, these plants look generally harmless, especially in the beginning, but time bears out their destructive nature. Our lives are like gardens. We plant, we water, and we reap the fruit of what we plant. The Bible tells us that the fruit we should be reaping is the Spirit of God. At least that's when we use God as the seed. Galatians 5:22-25 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against these things there is no law. Those who belong to Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." Now we are living a life of the Spirit, then we should be exuding love and joy in our lives. It should be full of peace. You get the idea. Now, when we are not producing this fruit, it is likely because of two reasons. Either one, we didn't plant them. We sought the world for ourselves instead of God. We chose the tree of the knowledge of good and evil instead of the tree of life, and we can't expect to reap it. A bad plant will never produce good fruit. Matthew 7:16 says, "You will know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit." So maybe we didn't plant it. The second one is we allowed weeds in our garden. We surrounded ourselves with people and things that literally choke the life out of anything God is trying to grow in our lives. Weeds compete with flower, grass, vegetable, fruits, and plants for water, sunlight, and all the nutrients, leaving all the non-weed plants to be starving in a garden. That's what they do. In Matthew 13, Jesus tells a parable of a man sowed wheat, and while him and his men slumbered, the enemy came in and planted tares and weeds among the man's crop in order to destroy it. These are highly dangerous and can absolutely destroy what God is trying to do in your life. So you must be diligent and deliberate. Plant seed from God and don't let the world or the enemy steal that life away through people or pleasures. Guard your heart from everything that can separate you from God and enjoy the fruit of the Spirit that will satisfy you. God bless.